We're talking to Pastor Kevin Walker, the president of the New Beginnings organization in the River Bend Maximum Security Facility in Nashville, Tennessee. And of course, Pastor Walker, we promised that when we after we had our commercial break, that we'd give you an opportunity to talk about some of the individuals that are incarcerated and some of the things that your organization, the New Beginnings organization, is doing in order to help alleviate the problems and perhaps deal with them. But more specifically, I think, and I think our audience would probably be interested in why are so many young people and why are so many people incarcerated? What is the problem with crime today in our society?
Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big question, because it's so many different things that can factor into why so many people are being incarcerated. Well, you could say some of the laws in the state are not equitable or that, or you could say it's because of poor parenting. You could say because of the love of money, people having a desire, or inordinate, I guess, desire for money, and they're reaching out in ways to get money, which causes them to become incarcerated. I mean, you can contribute it to negative videos. I mean, you see a lot of that glorifies violence and the like, and the thug life and stuff like that. It can be contributed to a lot of things, but the bottom line is that they are incarcerated. They do make it into the system, and while in the system, you know, you take an individual into the system, and if you don't educate them, if you don't equip them, if you don't empower them while they're in the system, then you're looking for an individual that went in you think was bad. You're looking for an individual returning back into society worse off than he was when he came in, because, Dr. Haynes, you got to realize, in the prison system, they don't separate the good from the bad. You know, you've got individuals in the prison system, and life in prison is one of the most unnatural environments you could ever find yourself in. And you take a guy that's just a hardcore criminal that don't care about anybody, and you put him in the cell, in a two-man cell with another individual who wants to work on himself, who wants to do better, who wants to try a new lifestyle. So that individual who wants the better lifestyle is finding it very difficult to deal with prison life, because of the fact that he has a desire to change. So one of the most impressive things you can find about an individual incarcerated is the ability to live positively within a negative environment. That right there is a task within itself, and it's a gigantic task to accomplish. Not only to attempt, but to actually accomplish it is a gigantic task.
Well, is this is this the truth to the statement that people who go there, and especially when we talk about young people, that they generally come out worse than they were when they committed the crime? Is that what we are, without some kind of program or whatever? That's
true, and that happened in my situation. I got incarcerated when I was young. I was like 22 years old, and when I got out, I wasn't in it. I didn't have. I didn't learn anything in prison other than how to be a better criminal. I learned some new stuff that I could use when I got out to continue my criminal activity. So when I got out with the mindset that I'm going to get mine. And that mindset, of course, led me back down the road and to further incarceration also. But that's what I got out with. So it's very important that we implement programs and operate programs within the institution that will empower people, that will educate people, that will give them something to seek after, rather than the old negative stuff that they saw or that they was involved in before they went into the system. Because there are many challenges that faces an inmate or an ex-offender, I should say, when they're released from the prison system. You got a lot of challenges. You go to look for a job, for example, and your prison record always shows up. You try to build relationships with somebody, your prison record always show up. And you may be the type of person that was entirely different than I was when I came out. You may be the type of person that have involved yourself in a program and gotten out and want to do the right thing and seeking to do the right thing, wanting to blend into society, want to be a positive person in society, but you start facing all of these challenges. So it's necessary that not only are you equipped or you're educated, equipped, and empowered while you're in the system through programs such as NBO, but to have something in place when you're released from the system that will help you meet these different challenges, that can train you in job things. I mean, you take an individual that went into prison back in 1980. I mean, just 1980, and you look at technology today, and you look at the absence of technology in that individual's life while incarcerated, and now he's released into prison. Here it is 20 years later. Now he's got to deal with all this modern technology. I mean, you walk by a car and the horn blows, and they're not familiar with that. It wasn't there. You know, trunks flying up and all kind of stuff, just simple stuff like that. Going to the grocery store and checking out using the scanner and all this little stuff. All that stuff is new. It's different.
It's just totally new to them, and in a real sense. Not only, much of this stuff might be new to many of us, but to them, being absent, all of that being absent in their environment, it's just really difficult to handle.
It's mind-boggling to get out and to have to deal with that type of stuff. So it's important that we have programs set up in the prison system. And that's what New Beginnings Organization has done. New Beginnings Organization has set up programs that are operating within the prison system. And can I share with you the mission of NBO real quickly here? The mission of New Beginnings Organization is to impact current statistics by reducing the rate of crime, incarceration, and recidivism, to further steer youth away from the negative influences that are present within society. We endeavor through a series of internal, pre-release, post-release, and prevention programs designed to resolve errors in thinking and redirect the thought process toward a higher moral standard to produce individuals that are willing to build a society that is conducive to establishing solid family values, community unity, and economic development. NBO's programs are designed to educate, equip, and empower the individual to understand their proper role in society and instill in them the importance of becoming good role models and responsible individuals, teaching youth the value of friendship, integrity, human decency, and a respect for the rights and opinions of others. This is the mission of New Beginnings Organization.
You know, and I think, Pastor Walker, we've got about a minute before we have our second commercial break. But when you look at that as a mission statement, it's very, very difficult to find anything that a person would oppose in terms of making that a reality. But at the same time, we know that such organizations as New Beginnings Organization is not always welcome.
That's true.
In some instances. And when we come back after this short commercial break, we want you to talk about how your organization has been received and what you would like to have us as the public do in order to assist you, because I think what you're talking about here is not only lives, but we're also talking about a financial situation that continues to drain the money away from the state. And of course, we're going to have our second commercial break, and we'll be back with our audience following this short commercial break.
All right.
We're talking to Pastor